Ni hao. Hello. Nung ho. We made it back to the in-laws' house. I was hoping to be able to get some footage coming across the bridge, coming out of Pudong. Some pretty nice buildings, and you know, it's a newer area, a lot of nice new condos and stuff. But my battery died on my camera, so. And there's a bridge that we take across the river. So I wanted to get footage of that. Maybe we'll head over to Pudong again while we're here. But we're back at the in-laws' house now, and I don't know if you can tell, but this is typical city noise here. We're up 10 stories, and you can hear a lot of traffic. Hear a lot of noise sometimes. They keep the windows open a lot. I guess they're used to it. I think if you grew up here, you'd be used to it too. Where I grew up, we were next to a freeway, so I was kind of used to that sound, and once I got away from it, didn't realize how much noise it really was. Just kind of a note on the general like population here in Shanghai, and I think in a lot of the big cities in China. There's kind of a stark contrast between the haves and have-nots of the city. There's a lot of these newer condominium towers. There's like a nice one there, and we actually went and looked at some brand new towers that are kind of around the corner of the building. You can't see them from here. Oh no, there they are. Those kind of tanner buildings over there. Last time we were here, we looked at those buildings, and the prices are pretty steep. I think the US dollar price was about $700,000 for a 2-bedroom condominium, and they were really nice condos. You know, even by US standards, marble and granite, and you know, really nice kitchens, and pretty sweet. And the thing to note, the difference here is the older buildings in Shanghai and in China, like these little 2-story structures that you see all over the place. When you get down at street level, that's when you can really see, you know, some of the more poorer parts of the city. These things are being torn down left and right to build the bigger, newer structures, and basically, you know, pushing the poor farther and farther out of the nice parts of Shanghai where people like to live, because you have good access to transportation and food and work and everything. So, you know, you'll get whatever it's worth for your property, which, you know, if you look at these some of these almost shanty buildings, they're not worth that much. But, you know, you get market price for that property in Shanghai, which isn't, I'm sure it's, you know, not too bad, but you're not going to be able to afford to live in the condo that's built on that property after they're done. So you're going to have to move to another property like that, which will probably be farther away from what you wanted to be living near, and slowly getting pushed out of the nicer parts of the city. But there's also a big middle class growing in China too. A lot of people with degrees and you know, a little bit more money. But even for them, it's expensive to live here. Like I said, it's, you know, at least $500,000 for a condo, for a nicer, newer condo. A lot of the times they're getting money from their parents to be able to even afford to move into one of those places. So a lot of the older people here in Shanghai, if they were doing it all well, they were able to save up a bunch of money, and they're really helping their kids out once they get married. But yeah, so, you know, it's good and bad. Same kind of stuff happens in the United States. Through eminent domain, they'll tear down apartment buildings now, and They're not supposed to be just selling it to some developer or making a deal with some developer, but it does happen. Happened in Huntington Beach, I remember. Just happens a lot more here, I'm sure, because it's, you know, basically government-owned, government-run. It sounds like Grandma and Grandpa are back now, so we'll catch up again later when we go out to dinner.